and welcome to my channel. Today I've decided to ask the spirit of the Armadillo Girdled lizard for advice for us. And the cards I received were the Hermit card, the Magician, the Portal Keeper, and Transformation. So for our first card, it says, I follow my own path. The Hermit is about inner reflection. He's very guided within. He's his own compass. And it can be a good time for you right now to reflect on your own power, to reflect on what you truly want for yourself. It can be easy to get discouraged and intimidated by what others around you say, any type of ideas that others pressure you into, or what people you care about might kind of want for you. But understanding what your soul is asking of you is really important. Again, it's easy to let outside interference kind of discourage us from what speaks to our hearts and souls. But it's really important to gain that wisdom and knowledge for yourself as well. Others can be a reflection of both the positive and negative of ourselves. So they can be like positive in that they can be encouraging, but they can also be negative in the sense that they might be helping echo or project your own fears or insecurities about how you feel about yourself or how you feel about any kind of goals or ideas you might have for yourself. So taking that time to allow yourself to be your own shaman, to be your own guide, can really help. It helps increase your intuition, but it also just helps you have your own back as well. It can be easy to let the outside noises of what we see on movies, what we hear in music, what we see on TV, what we see on social media, what we see others around us doing, and it's easy to compare ourselves to others or compare ourselves to what our peers might be doing, what our family members might be doing. But just trying to remember, we aren't all expected to have the same path, and we're all unique beings just trying to find our way in this life and trying to figure out what we want for ourselves, what we want for our loved ones. So taking that time to understand your own inner wisdom and trying to see what it is that you want to do for yourself and what you want to be as a person, what your goals in life are wanting to be, and just understanding that if you're truly tapping into yourself, if you're truly tapping into what gives you peace and what gives you joy, that will help you on your path. That will help build the life that is best for you. So just having that time to reflect with yourself, having that time to be your own compass, to be your own light and decide what your path is, that's going to help. You see, he's here in the cave to himself reflecting. So just taking that time, especially if you've noticed that you have kind of not been tuned into yourself or have just been distracted by the outside world, now is a great time to really just try and sit with yourself, check in with yourself, and try and figure out like, hey, like, what am I needing right now? In what ways have I been lacking in my life or not helping myself out in the best way? And just taking that time for inner reflection is going to help you, especially if you've been feeling kind of disconnected or overwhelmed by anything that might be coming up right now. And for the next card, we got the Magician. I manifest perfectly what I desire. You see, he has all the tools that he needs in order to create his reality, to create and be the magical being he is. You see, he has this connection to infinity, to the higher power, and he connects it to reality. This hand is lowered down to the ground. He is the connection of the ether to earth, to this 3D realm. So either you are not feeling so magical lately, or this is asking you to step into this role for yourself. We're all connected to source. We're all connected to our guides. It's just a matter of nurturing that connection. Some people do have a more, I don't want to say natural, because we all have a connection to source, but some people I feel like are able to keep that connection, because when we're younger, it's like we have these abilities to see or feel things, but with time, it's typically kind of encouraged to put those parts of ourselves to sleep. So just remembering that whether you are already someone who is really good at tapping into these abilities, or if you're someone who has kind of felt like you've fallen asleep a bit, just allowing yourself to remember that you do have an ability to tap into your higher self, to your ancestors, to your spirit team. You have an ability. We are, as humans, we have a connection to Earth. Earth is our mother, and we also have a connection to the ethers. It's just, as time goes on, it can be easy to put them to sleep, or to be afraid of that, or to be discouraged by others or by ourselves, or to dismiss it as coincidence, dismiss it as like, oh, it can't be me, or I'm not sure, or letting fear or insecurities come up. So just taking that time for inner reflection, taking that time to tap into who you are and what you can do, because it's like the more we're given that time to really sit and reflect, to trust our guides, to trust what's coming towards us, the more we're able to see it more clearly and to follow our paths more easily. Those inner voices of either like intuition telling us to do something, or voices of fear, the more you actually sit with yourself and actually practice and listen and understand yourself and understand your guides, the easier it is to discern all of those feelings, all of those senses. Just like when people have like their gut like feeling or gut senses, it's like it's easier to trust yourself on whether that's like, oh, is this coming from a place of intuition, or is this coming from a place of insecurity, or just like almost paranoia. And taking that time to realize that you have all of the keys if you're willing to look, and if you're willing to take that time. It's just like when somebody is an artist, it's, yeah, there's like some people who, from the jump can catch on very well and be, create masterpieces. But most people, it's like you need to start at square one. You need to get the paper and pencil and draw. You need to doodle. You need to learn the different processes before you're able to create your masterpiece. So the more you practice understanding yourself and connecting with your spirit team, the easier it is for you to create the life you want and to understand which paths are for your highest good. So just taking that time to trust yourself and to understand yourself, and you will be able to tap into these different abilities into these higher sources, and they can help you lead the life that you're looking to build for yourself. And the third card we got was the Portal Keeper. This card talks a lot about like psychic abilities, about the higher realms, the portals, the ley lines, chakras, our meridians in our body. So just taking that time to understand the more esoteric levels of life, especially if lately you've kind of felt disenchanted. I know it's been a pretty rough time for some people lately. There's been a lot going on. We just had the full moon. I know me personally, Pluto and Chiron has really taken a toll on me and has really brought up a lot of childhood wounds and insecurities. So if you're someone who's also been having a more difficult time right now, just taking that time to remember the magic in your life, to remember the magic of this world. It's so easy to get stuck in the loops, get stuck in the mundane, and to kind of get discouraged about where you're going, about what you want in life, or feeling like you're stuck on a treadmill, like I think they call it like the hedonic treadmill, but just feeling, like you're in a rut. So taking that time aside to allow yourself some whimsy, allow yourself some moments of magic, if that means going out somewhere in nature or looking to do something silly, something fun, do something out of the ordinary, something that pulls you out of that rut, out of that mundane, even if it's just for half an hour after work, or between any type of obligation you have. Just taking a little moment to allow yourself to be a little ridiculous, or just let loose in a healthy, nurturing way will help you if you're having a difficult time right now. And for our last card, I thought it was kind of cute that we got this card, because even though these are feathers from like far away, this actually kind of reminds me of the lizard. Like it almost reminds me of like scales. So I thought that was cute. And actually, while we're mentioning it, the scientific name for the armadillo girdled lizard is, the first part is actually Oroboros, which is funny because we have the infinity symbol that came up, and then we have like this talk of infinity. So I just thought that was an interesting synchronicity when I had looked more into the lizard. But this card is transformation, and this speaks of a transformation within. She starts off holding herself. She starts off tapping into who she is, and the more she's able to do that, the more she creates this beautiful, fantastical reality around her. We are the creators of our world. We are the creators of what we want to see in our life. And if we're in a difficult time in our life, it's easy for our mind to bring into our reality things that are negative or things that are fearful. If we're not feeling well, it's kind of like when people say, like, if it's not one thing, it's another. And it's like, it'll be when you're already like stressed out. It's like when you're late for work and it's like everything's going wrong and you're scatterbrained and you can't find your keys, or you get late, or you lock yourself out of your house and you forgot something, or just when, I think they call it like Murphy's Law. It's like if something bad's going to happen, it's going to be like, oh, it will. So it's just easy when we're already in that negative state to wind up having more issues coming up. So taking those moments to pause within ourselves, to find that magic of who we are, that is what will help us create a more beautiful world for ourselves. It can be hard when you feel like you're alone, when you feel like you're overwhelmed or you're at a rock bottom or you're feeling hopeless, you're feeling just really like 3D, you're feeling very like not even normal, but I guess you could say just maybe powerless at one end of the spectrum, or maybe even just like bored or indifferent, but just remembering like, hey, like I have so much ability in who I am. Like us as humans, we have so much we can change, both inner and outer, in these worlds of ours. And just remembering like how much you have the ability to create, you have the ability to influence others and influence your own world, and taking that time to reflect with yourself, to nurture yourself, to remind yourself of your abilities, of who you are, and how much you can bring into this world. That's going to help expand that natural inner beauty and inner love and joy, and create all of this beauty around you. It's like when you're happy and on top of the world, it's like everything feels like sunshine, everything feels like it's going right. And just taking that time to remember, like if you're in a moment right now where you're needing to clean your wounds, where you're needing to baby yourself, to take care of yourself, take that moment. It doesn't have to, wanting to transform to have a beautiful world doesn't mean that you have to ignore anything negative. It just means that you have your own back, that you're willing to trust yourself and care for yourself so that you can create a beautiful world. It's just like with anything in life, there is the different highs and lows, and not dismissing those lows and also not getting trapped in them either. So just taking that time to tap into you, to tap into your inner world and nurture yourself and listen to who you are and what you want for yourself. And the more you do that and take time for you and for those moments where you're feeling a little discouraged or feeling like you need a friend, taking those times to trust you and remind yourself that you're here to keep yourself safe and to have your back is really going to help you through those types of problems, those types of memories that maybe you're carrying on or reminiscing on. And it'll help you be able to lighten the load and continue to create a more mystical, magical, joyful world for yourself. But that's our reading for today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you.